Hi, I'm Danny,
I'm Sam.
and this is Business in a Brew.
We'll be poring over business stories,
And talking about things that interest us in the world of business.
so we'd like you to just take a few minutes out, listen.
Yeah, we'd love it if you join our conversation with us. Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Good morning.
Morning.
Right. Morning.
It is morning, yeah.
We're going to be doing some afternoon sessions as well.
Well, unless we say good afternoon then.
Yeah. Right. This one. The story I'm going to be talking to you about today is about Johnson & Johnson Healthcare. Do you remember them?
I do remember them, yes.
Oh, good. Now, that's the one that seemed to do everything. Basically, from pain relievers to contact lenses.
They did contact lenses. Did you just make that up?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I just remember them doing shampoo for babies.
Nicorette. That was one of those as well.
Was it?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They must have owned everything. They can't have invented all of that.
No, I think a lot of it was acquisitions. You know, I think that's often what happens, but I don't know what proportion was or is. Well, it seemed to do everything.
Yep.
But of course that changed in 2023. It spun off the healthcare aspect into a company called Kenvue.
Why did you say it like
Kenvue. I don't know how to pronounce it. Kenvue. It's like
Spell it.
View as in French, the French view.
Oh, Kenvue.
Yeah. Kenvue.
Okay.
It could be Kenvue. Probably, if it's America, it's going to be Kenvue. Anyway, that was terrible.
Don't do that again.
I won't do that again. No. Anyway, but this isn't about Kenvue. This is about a specific product when Johnson & Johnson owned it. Okay, and this is Johnson's baby powder.
Talcum powder.
Yeah.
The white stuff.
Yeah.
The stuff they cut cocaine with.
What?
No. Anyway, carry on.
I didn't even know that was a thing. Now that talcum powder, it's basically talcum powder, has been sold since 1894 and became part of the company's family-friendly image. So
Yes.
it's all about looking after you, looking after your skin, looking after your
What's
baby
it
skin.
actually for?
What's it for? Talcum powder.
Yeah, what do you use it for?
It's an absorbent. It's chalk, pretty much. It's kind of like chalky, you know. And it's it just, you put it on your skin to dry you up, dry yourself off. You might put it on your feet, or you might put it in other parts of your body. Yeah.
Okay.
Or on certain parts of your body. And you remember how? Do you remember seeing ads for it on the telly?
I don't know.
It was like babies, soft,
Yep.
little babies giggling and having talcum powder put on them. A woman fresh out of the bath. Definitely not a dad filling his socks with it. Keep his feet from
No, it's
being
not
all
sexy.
sweaty.
Yeah.
But that TV advertising went all the way through the 50s, 60s and 70s.
That's probably why I don't remember it.
Oh, here we go.
Who hits the pavement hard. This girl thought she was cool. That was until somebody cooled her down.
Actually, that's the wrong video. It's this one. Sorry. This. Let me start it again.
There's one person nobody can resist, and that's a baby. So love made baby soft, with the innocent scent of a cuddly, clean baby.
What is that woman doing?
Very sexy. And foaming bath, body lotion, body powder, and body mist. So innocent it may well be the sexiest fragrance around. Loves baby soft, because innocence is sexier than you think. For your baby at Christmas.
Yep.
What?
Oops.
There's one person nobody.
Stop.
What was that woman doing?
Well,
When a snobby girl was
What
being
is wrong with your
what's
machine?
going on?
judge, he decided to
No,
teach her a
stop.
well-deserved lesson. Bye-bye.
Stop. That was a bit of a craptastic. Right. So what were you saying there then, Danny?
The most over-sexualized advert for baby products I think I've ever seen in my entire life. That was a very 1970s-esque lady licking a lollipop in a very overly suggestive
looking
fashion.
like a baby or a small child, but
Well, I mean, she was a little bit infantilized. That was weird.
Yeah, very strange, very strange. Now,
baby
that
care has
wasn't
never
like-
been so sexy.
yeah.
That's a creepy
Was it
line.
innocence has never been so sexy?
Either way, it's creepy.
Whatever. Yeah. Okay. All right. And I know I just found that amongst a bunch of ads.
Yeah.
That one just really got me as being
Creepy.
so utterly wrong and
Yeah.
creepy. I just wanted your reaction. So anyway, so they were advertising on telly all the way through 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and into the 2000s. And there's unfortunately been a very long-running controversy involving allegations that the company's talc-based products, which is particularly baby powder, were contaminated with asbestos.
See, I remember hearing a rumour that they caused cancer. Is that part of the same
A
thing?
known carcinogen,
Yeah.
and it does. Mesothelioma, which is a condition of breathing in either dust, coal dust, and things like that, and bits of asbestos from asbestos powder gets trapped in the lungs. You never lose it. It never comes out. Once it's in there, it
can't be
comes out.
processed by your body.
It's like little tiny weeny needle-like rods that then penetrate the lung tissue and then forms cancer around them.
Oh, God.
These products caused ovarian cancer and mesothelioma in some users. So if you can imagine where you're using the product and people were dusting it round willy-nilly, not quite willy-nilly, but they were literally in a cloud of the stuff and breathing it in. But then women were encouraged to use it in their underwear, or that's where they put it, in order to basically keep themselves fresh all day as a moisture absorbent. But the scandal itself has led to thousands of lawsuits, and there's been some incredible legal battles, reputational damage. But still, the company obviously was worth a huge amount of money, and this is pretty much what happened. So I'll just tell you what talc is.
Yes.
It's naturally occurring as a mineral. Talcum, as it's called, using cosmetics and personal care products for its moisture-absorbing properties.
So, like in face powder, when you,
I think it's a constituent of so many different cosmetics, or was. Now, asbestos is a group of fibrous minerals that are found in close proximity to talc in the earth. Right. So where they're excavating talc, they
might pick up asbestos as well.
Yeah. So asbestos is known as a carcinogen linked with lung cancer and mesothelioma. And the mining of the talc could lead to contamination from asbestos, unless purification processes we use. Okay, purification process would probably drive the cost up. Now, there was evidence being circulated in the scientific community from one side, and the media, which suggested that Johnson & Johnson at the time may have been aware of potential asbestos contamination in its talc products as early as the 50s and 60s.
And they were still selling it into the
they'd been selling it from the late 19th century. Yeah, all the way through. Now, some internal company documents came to light, which were revealed during the lawsuits, and I'll go into some of that, which indicated that some of the raw talc and powders, the finished powders, did test positive for small amounts of asbestos. But in spite of this, the company continued to market it as safe and pure. Okay?
Yeah.
So we're kind of getting into the territory here about the corporate thing that companies do, big companies do.
Yeah.
Often when faced with a problem, they will
Ignore
it. Yeah. Yeah. So in the 70s, there were the concerns about asbestos in talc products began to really generate some steam within the scientific community, and the studies did come up with this link between talc use and ovarian cancer.
Yeah.
So what was happening was that the powder would appear to have been used within women's underwear as a absorbent, and over 20, 30, 40 years of using it,
You're absorbing it
product
inside.
would be leaching up inside, and eventually, well, if ovarian cancer was happening, it suggested it was breaching the barrier into the womb, or beyond the cervix, which is a terrifying thought. You know, there may be many other factors that contributed towards that. The first major lawsuit against Johnson & Johnson was filed in 1999, which was that the products contained, caused ovarian cancer, but the case didn't actually gain much attention at the time. But over the years, more lawsuits were filed, and then becomes a.
Are they all by individuals, not?
No,
What's
I don't.
That thing where they get together in a
class
group?
The class action thing. Well, it seems to be a groundswell happening. So I'm not sure if it became a class action. I think it probably did, because there was some information coming up that suggests it. But there was also mesothelioma occurring because it was simultaneously being breathed in whilst being used. Roll forward to 2018, Reuters undertook some groundbreaking investigation, and they had access to thousands of documents revealing that Johnson & Johnson had known for decades about the presence of asbestos, but failed to warn customers or regulators, consumers, that is, or regulators. And the report was based upon thousands of internal documents, memos, test results showing the executives were aware of the contamination risks as early as the 70s, quite possibly earlier. But this really brought the issue into the public spotlight and has led to increased scrutiny of the company. So roll that forward again, the legal battles that ensued, thousands of lawsuits became filed by individuals and families claiming that the talc actually caused their illnesses. Some high-profile cases resulted in significant verdicts against the company. For example, in 2018, a Missouri jury, nice.
That's hard to say,
rhyming.
isn't it? Yes.
That was very easy to say, actually. Awarded $4.7 billion to 22 women who claimed that the talc products caused their ovarian cancer. In 2020, it's very recent.
It's also very hard to disprove, isn't it, when you've got that many women who've used talc and have ovarian cancer.
And then you've got what appeared to be overwhelming scientific evidence of a connection. In 2020, Johnson & Johnson agreed to pay $100 million to settle over 1,000 talc-related lawsuits. You wouldn't have thought that would be a thing, a talc-related lawsuit. No. But along with persistent denial and insistence that the product was safe. Going alongside all of that.
Well, yeah, you can have some money, but it's safe. I'm just giving it to you because, just fancy it.
Even as late as last year, in October, Connecticut jury, not quite as easy to say.
It's not, no.
Ordered the company to pay $15 million to a man who had mesothelioma that it was alleged that caused his cancer. His mesothelioma.
I know it's awful, right? But I don't know what $15 million is going to do to solve your cancer.
No, it might assuage a certain amount of family kind of grief.
Yes,
money can help.
I think I'd probably prefer it if they stopped selling talcum powder.
Well, yeah. So anyway, just going back to the product itself, 2019, before those lawsuits I've just, or the second lawsuit, they recalled Johnson & Johnson recalled a batch of baby powder after the FDA, the US Food and Drug Administration, rather, found traces of asbestos in the sample. In 2020, the company announced it would discontinue sales of talc-based powder, citing declining demand. We've heard that before. We're going to hear it again in another episode as well. and misinformation about product safety. I think they were citing that there was misinformation about product safety, and the company replaced it, though, with a cornstarch-based version. Now, why would they do that if it was safe?
Yeah, if there's declining sales, there's no demand for the powdery substance.
Yeah, but it gets murkier because in 2021, they created a subsidiary to handle its talc-related liabilities, LLT Management LLC, and then placed that company into Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which is it's known as a controversial move. It's called the Texas two-step.
Is it like a voluntary insolvency?
Actually, I don't know the legal definition of it, but Chapter 11 bankruptcy is seen as an attempt to limit payouts to plaintiffs because basically, we haven't got any more money.
So all the responsibility goes onto this LLC, and then they declare themselves bankrupt. So they're like,
so it's literally one thing after another. It's like, oh God, no. So the strategy faced legal challenges, and critics arguing that it undermined the rights of the victims to seek compensation. So it calls into question why the spin-off that I talked about earlier happened, when if it's such a long and tortuous legal situation, you've got kind of, between 30,000 and 50,000 people seeking damages. You then do the Texas two-step. Maybe it's just better to admit defeat and without admitting defeat and spin the whole thing off,
Yeah, there's a point there where you should have gone, no, I've got to stop now.
But they stopped selling talc-based baby powder globally in 2023.
Yeah, so because I remember I bought a baby box when I had my first child, and she was born in 2009, and there was talc in there, but I never used it because I grew up thinking that talc gave you cancer, which apparently it does.
Now, very recently, this is last year, Johnson & Johnson finally seems to have dealt with it. Okay, so the Johnson & Johnson still exists, of course, the spin-off to Kenvue, but from their own website, May 1st, 2024, Johnson & Johnson, the company, today announced a proposed plan of reorganisation called The Plan by its subsidiary LLT Management LLC for the comprehensive and final resolution of all current and future claims related to the ovarian cancer arising from cosmetic talc litigation against it and its affiliates in the United States. Okay,
quite a mouthful.
It is, and the plan is the culmination of our consensual resolution strategy that we announced last October, and that's Eric Haas, the worldwide vice president of litigation for Johnson & Johnson. Since then, the company's worked with counsel representing the overwhelming majority of talc claimants to bring this litigation to a close, which we expect to do through this plan. So, I'm just going to roll forward. The ovarian claims to be resolved by the plan constitutes 99.75% of the pending talc lawsuits against the company, its affiliates in the United States. That does really sound like they are actually grasping the letter, or they are actually doing something about it. So I'd say kudos to them for finally, not admitting it, but doing something about it to settle the claims.
That's 60 years, though, if they really started being aware of it.
Yeah, but the thing is, those things do take time, don't they?
Take time?
And the remaining personal injury lawsuits relating to mesothelioma will be addressed outside of the plan. The company's already resolved 95% of those mesothelioma lawsuits filed to date. Okay, so what they wanted to do is to put that one aside once and for all.
Draw a line.
They have no, and they're making it fairly easy for people to go through that process, I believe.
Yeah.
You have that as a result of using that product.
Fine. Here's the offer.
Yeah. But having said that, there is ongoing impact. It has significant impacts on the company, the consumers, the legal system, the broader corporate landscape. And the key areas where scandals effects are still being held. Reputational damage is one. So there's loss of consumer trust. It's damaged their reputation as a trusted household name. Yeah, particularly for products like baby powder, marketed as safe for infants and families. Brand impact. It's been replaced by a cornstarch-based version, but the controversy still continues to overshadow its brand.
It must be a damn sight cheaper to just go and buy cornstarch.
Yeah, it's like 50p a packet in them, I think. There's regulatory and industry changes, so there's increased scrutiny of these types of products and contamination, but they have stepped up testing and oversight of cosmetic and personal care products as well. So it's had an impact on the whole industry, and it's prompted other companies to reformulate their products as well. Off the back of that, there's public health awareness about potential risks, which is good, particularly in sensitive areas like the genital region. So using that. Why do I say it with that expression? Okay, and there are even concerns that the debate, even though the science was pointing towards it being a problematic product, the company did actually maintain its talc products were safe and that the lawsuits were based on junk science. So still that denial going on.
Still a tension, yeah.
Yeah, but if I don't know if something like that is present, even in the tiniest microscopic amounts, someone somewhere is going to get something.
Yes.
It doesn't matter how small the number is. Someone's going to die, or someone's going to be severely affected.
You could say walking down the street is safe as long as you're sensible, but you don't you don't prepare for the person who mounts the pavement.
No. But if you were told that it is always going to be safe, it's always going to be safe and pure, then there's a certain amount of belief you have in that.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, I could go on about this. Impact on the families and the victims.
You could go on about a lot of things.
Yeah, I know. Thanks. Broader implications for corporate law.
Yep.
So it mass tort litigation, I think, is class action. That is class action.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
It's given legal firms almost a brilliant training ground, really, for getting it right.
I know, big companies making mistakes is really handy, isn't it?
Yeah, and there is a whole pile of different legal companies who are set up specifically to deal with this.
They're talcum powder companies.
Yeah, talcum powder legal claims
litigation companies.
Yes, yeah. So really, just to draw it to a conclusion, it does remain something significant in global consumer products, where there are definitely far-reaching consequences that are crossing generations. It does highlight the importance of corporate responsibility, regulatory oversight, and consumer advocacy, ensuring product safety and accountability. And legal battles and scientific research continuing, the scandal will likely remain a focal point in discussions about corporate ethics and public health for years to come. Just thinking about your Ford Pinto one, it's still like a blight on the past. But in spite of their manoeuvring and denials, Johnson & Johnson appear to be doing what appears to be the right thing. So if the case itself could become a landmark that proves to other corporations there's no running away from the damage being wrought on consumers, and the only thing you can do is to.
You say that. I feel they ran away for quite a long time.
Yeah,
I mean, imagine how much money they made off talcum powder in the gap between finding out.
But we are in a different world now, where these things do hopefully contribute towards overall safety.
But I will say, in terms of impact on the brand, yes, I wouldn't use talcum powder, but it didn't stop me buying baby shampoo from them.
Yeah,
it's bizarre how one product can be tainted, but the brand name itself remains
correct,
relatively trusted.
But they now Johnson & Johnson now do it is mostly because they spun off, of course, the healthcare division. They are now doing medtech, it's called, which is medical devices, joints, and that kind of thing. Some of that will be covered in another episode as well.
Oh, how exciting! Something to look forward to.
So, bit of a salutary tale there about denial eventually will catch you up.
And don't use talcum powder in your underwear.
Yeah.
Thanks. Thanks so much for listening and being a part of today's episode.
If you like what you've heard, or if you feel there's something missing, or you want to ask any questions, please get in contact.
And if you love listening to us as much as we love talking to you, subscribe, download, leave us a review. All the love helps.
Thank you.